Welcome back to another Am I the Asshole Reddit video. Today we have a post asking, am I the asshole for kicking a girl I didn't know out of my wedding? My husband and I, both 27, got married a few weeks ago and he obviously is still upset about it, but I don't think I was wrong, so I thought I would ask here. We only gave +1s to married couples or if we knew the significant other well. My husband has one childhood friend that was coming from out of state to attend. I've met him a bunch, but only his girlfriend of 3 years a few times because of the distance. I didn't want to give him a +1, but my husband begged since he was traveling and didn't know anyone else at the wedding and he didn't want him to be uncomfortable or have to travel alone. I said fine just to make him happy. Flash forward to the reception, I see him with some girl I have never seen before. I asked husband what was up and he told me that his friend and his girlfriend broke up a few days before the wedding and since he already RSVP'd as to he brought a friend with him. I was pissed since I made an exception for him and I didn't want anyone random at my wedding. I had one of my bridesmaids go to him and tell him he could stay, but can his date please go back to the hotel, this is a private event. He said okay and didn't make a fuss, but he left with her and didn't come back. I though on everything was fine and had a great night. My husband found out about it the next day and we got in an argument. He's mad because his friend traveled and I kick him out without talking to him. I didn't kick him out, just his date. Now it's a few weeks later, my husband still brings it up from time to time and his friend hasn't been answering his texts. I kind of feel bad, but it was my wedding and I didn't want any strangers there. And now for the comments. Dumbest man ever says, "You're the asshole." What was the actual harm of this person being there at that point? And he had a +1 and it is unlikely he knew you gave him a dispensation on your special day. This comes off as power-hungry and controlling. You responded to perceived rudeness with the ultimate rudeness, you kicked someone out, which, come on, you knew her date was going to follow, so you booted your husband's friend. You are a ginormous asshole. You're the asshole. Dear God No says, you were so concerned about making the wedding perfect for yourself that you ruined it for your husband. You're the asshole. Keybit1208 says, you gave him a +1 and he used it, and then you were rude and revoked it during the reception. His +1 did nothing wrong, wasn't causing a drunken scene or anything, and you got offended because she existed? Sorry bridezilla, but you're the asshole. Ashlyn M2 says, you're the asshole. Your husband's childhood friend traveled for your wedding to celebrate you days after his long-term GF and him broke up. He, understandably, didn't want to travel alone, or be at a wedding alone where he knew in 01. You gave him a +1, and had paid for the head already. So he brought his allowed +1. Then, you decide to throw her, and by extension him, out of your wedding for no reason. Because, unless your wedding was like 10 people, and your hate of having a +1, you didn't know there was more important to you than your husband having his childhood friend there.
I don't understand how him having a date at a wedding where he knew nobody was so offensive to you that you couldn't bear having her exist in the same space as you.
You need to offer your husband a massive apology. You also need to call his friend and offer him a massive apology for being such an asshole. If this is how you're going to act for the rest of your marriage, it's going to be short-lived. Historical_gloom says, you are the asshole. You made yourself unhappy and caused a lot of drama for what? The person was there with an invited guest with a +1. You pulled a tantrum. You soured your wedding day, your relationship with this friend, and your relationship with your husband. Was it worth it? Now, for my personal thoughts. I never understood why some people are like this. I'm trying to understand why this bride could not just be happy that she got married to her love, instead her knee-jerk reaction to seeing a +1 that she didn't approve of was to hurt a relationship that means so much to her husband. Unfortunately, I don't see this friendship being reconciled anytime soon. If I was the friend in this, I would have the same reaction. I would not be able to look past this and potentially cancel this friendship. I hope this bride can create some sort of reconciliation, because this is a very rocky way to start a marriage, because for most guys their friends mean so much to them. And if this causes a major rip not only in this friendship but others, I don't see this marriage lasting long. Most straight males, no matter how they identify within society, are still quite tribal when it comes to their friendships. That's why they celebrate time with the boys. If you're wondering why this could hurt the husband's other friendships, well, if this friend is part of a group of friends that involves the husband, then you best believe the other fellas are going to hear about this. If you're wondering why this could hurt the husband's other friendships, well, if this friend is part of a group of friends that involves the husband, then you best believe the other fellas are going to hear about this. This is a tough position for this husband. He will be thinking about whether this relationship is worth it. My heart really does go out to him. Have you been in OP's position? What would you do? Also, what do you think? Please comment below and share your thoughts. I'd be interested to hear what you all think. Thanks for watching another Am I the Asshole Reddit video. If you liked this story, please click the subscribe button and give us a like. Also, check out other Am I the Asshole videos on the channel. Until next time, friends.